Hey guys, it's at HEAD back with you for another video. A little bit out of proportion, basically, last minute thing. It's about NXT. NXT review. I watched Dallas, the NXT Dallas show. I have to say, I loved it. It was amazing. Shocking moments, top to bottom, great stuff. Loved it. There was 5 matches on the card. I think one got took off, unless that was for NXT, up and coming NXT show. But there was one that was promoted for the actual show itself, the actual NXT, takeover show, which has been on, but wasn't appeared. According to Wikipedia, anyway. I don't know if it was promoted for the show, but it was promoted via Wikipedia, but it never happened. All in all, it didn't really need to be on, considering how NXT TakeOver turned out. I'll start with the tag team titles. The Revival, Dash and Dawson against American Alpha. Jason Jordan, Chad Gable. Unbelievable tag match to start off with. Alpha with the advantage after first. These guys took it to him because I thought it was going to be Revival, dominating the match and dominating it to the point where, they'd have them for about, they do what they did with Enzo Amore and Colin Cassidy. Never happened, though. American Alpha met them match for match, and it was relatively easy, even for the 10 minutes, with American Alpha just having the slight advantage because they always seemed to be one step ahead. And I mean, like I said, they had an answer for everything. The champs had the offense. Alpha had an answer for everything. Dash Wilder hit a wild clothesline on the outside, which managed to get the champs back in control, but it was only for a brief moment. And then it got to the point where the champs pulled out all the stops, pulled every trick in the book, tried to use every trick in the book they can to their advantage to retain the titles. It didn't work. American Alpha wouldn't quit, and it paid off because a bit of tag team improvisation got them the victory and got them the win as well. And I was surprised at that. I didn't think that the American Alpha would win. Am I complaining about it? No. Do they deserve it? Yes. And it'd be interesting to see where they go with the tag team titles. I would imagine they've got a lot of teams coming after them, Enzo Amore and Colin Cassidy being one of them. But yeah, great way to start the NXT show and a great tag match. Austin Aries, Baron Corbin. Now, Austin Aries and Baron Corbin dominated most of this match. But, Aries took it to Corbin from the start, but it got to the point where Corbin made this his match. He was dominating it. He had, he was the taller of the two. Aries had that pit bull-like mentality. Corbin, dominated most of the match, nearly all of it, if I could say that. Aries showing some great offense as well in the points of the match as well. And it got to the point where Corbin thought he had him beat. He was going for the end of days. Aries counters it, rolls him up, and gets the victory. That veteran instinct from Austin Aries got him the win. And that's why he's the self-proclaimed, but that's why many people believe he's the greatest man that ever lived. Or the greatest wrestler that ever lived. There you go. Where are we? Now for one of the main events of the evening. Sami Zayn, Shinsuke Nakamura. Head games to start off with, but this match turned from a wrestling match because for the first 10 minutes, maybe 15 minutes of the match, it was a wrestling match, no doubt, feeling each other out and everything. And then it just turned into a fight. A straight up hard-hitting, strong style fight. From start to finish, unbelievable. Just incredible stuff. It really was absolutely incredible. And yeah, hard hitting to say the least, man. I mean, it was crazy, crazy stuff. You know, kicks, lots of kicks, and that little move that Sami Zayn does through the bottom rope when they're on the outside and turns it into a DDT. Nakamura had a counter for that and just kicked him right in his face. Unbelievable match. Sami Zayn at one point hit a clothesline, which would have made JBL even proud and happy. Absolutely amazing match, and a straight kick ended the awesome match with Nakamura getting the victory. But, you know, will this be the end of Sami Zayn in NXT? Because he's got into the Continental Championship match at WrestleMania, and it looks like he's heading for the main roster. Like I said before, this could be the way now for him to go. You know, because Kevin Owens had a match on NXT. Next day, he was fighting Cesaro at SummerSlam. Maybe this is his go-out match. Except now he's got somewhat a day to rest before going into the Intercontinental Championship match at WrestleMania, which should be good. And I believe he will come out Intercontinental Champion at WrestleMania. But anyway, back to NXT. The next match after that, amazing match anyway, 5 stars all around. And you know what? Not only was that match of the night, that might be match of the year. And it's a match of the year candidate. And not a bad start for Nakamura in his NXT career. Women's title match. Now, this was the shocking moment of the night because I never expected this. Yes, Asuka was undefeated going into the match, yada, yada, yada. It was a hard-hitting, physical women's match, bell to bell. Bayley hit the nail on the head in her post-match interview because she did. Asuka did have a counter for everything that Bayley tried to do. You know, Bayley tried one thing, Asuka had a counter for that. You know, it was very difficult for Bayley to get a little bit of offense in, which she eventually ended up doing, but it would never last. And it got to the point where Asuka eventually ended up becoming the champion after Bayley passed out in the Asuka lock, which I believe is the cross-faced chicken wing. Unbelievable. Just straight up insane match, hard-hitting, physical. Bayley showed why she was the NXT Women's Champion, and Asuka showed that even I predicted this as well. She would be a future NXT Champion, NXT Women's Champion. Where does Bayley go with this? I don't know. Maybe she'll get a rematch and get the belt back. I don't know. There may be some series of matches coming up. We all know she's heading for the main roster at some point. Maybe this is it. Maybe she can go and join her buddies in the 4 Horsewomen on the main roster. I don't know where this goes with Bayley, but Asuka is now the NXT Women's Champion in what was a great match, great women's match. And hopefully, if the rumors are true, maybe this could elevate up to the main roster as well, considering what I have read and I have heard might happen after WrestleMania. So we'll have to wait and see, though. Now, speaking of hard-hitting matches, the NXT Championship, Finn Balor, Samoa Joe. Now, I have an issue with this match, not the match in general. Okay, not the match in general. The match in general was 5 stars. Unbelievable, hard-hitting physical match. A headbutt actually at the start of the match ended up busting Samoa Joe wide open, blood coming down from his face, the side of his eye area. But the biggest thing that pissed me off about this match, and in a way kind of spoiled it for me, was the idiotic morons, referee and doctors getting in the way, just trying to do the... They didn't do it as much in the Nakamura match because Nakamura got his nose busted open. But they were getting in the way, and you could hear the crowd were frustrated about it. They were like, let them fight, you know, let Joe bleed, let Joe bleed, let Joe bleed. And it even got to the point where one thing that I agree with, that I absolutely love and agree with, was fuck PG. You know? Because this is why PG is so fucking annoying. And why these other companies, like TNA, for example, have the balls, to do something like this and, have blood in their thing, TV-14 kind of stuff. It drives me mad. Watching it as a fan, trying to watch an awesome match, and you've got these doctors and these clowns, referee, trying to wipe the blood off him. If you want to do that after the match. And you wonder why Brock Lesnar ended up throwing the doctor over the top rope in the Hell in a Cell match with their Undertaker. And the one that, if you believe the rumors behind the scenes, Vince was actually pissed off about. Vince lost the plot with that. But you could understand it. At the end of the day, you can't control blood. Blood can't be controlled. Oh, yeah, you can sit there and just wipe the damn thing off. In the fight, it's going to come back at some point. It's going to come back whether you like it or not. If you want to do the blood thing and, wipe it off, wait until after the match. You've got the NXT Championship. You've got two guys who have been going at it since NXT London. Joe wants the championship. Balor wants to retain it and prove himself and prove the reason why he's the NXT champion. And you've got idiotic doctors and referees trying to wipe the blood off the opponent's face because he's bleeding. And even Balor at one point was just saying, let him go. Let him bleed, let him go. Get out the way, boom. What it should have been was two guys just going at it. And it was. I'm not saying it wasn't. But what pissed me off about it was the referees and the doctors getting in the way on the outside. Even when there were spots in the match, you could see the doctor running around the ringside trying to wipe the blood off. It was ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. And it's fucking frustrating as a fan to watch that, because you're trying to watch and you want to see these two guys go at it, but then you've got these little skimpy little doctors running around the ring or referee wiping the blood off. Let him go. Two guys fighting, heat of the battle, let him go to war. Don't freaking wipe that off. If you want to do that, do it after the match or backstage. Just two guys going at it for a major title, let him go. Turn them loose. If they bleed, let them go. That's what the fans want to see. That's what I wanted to see. I don't want to see little doctors or referees wiping the blood off. It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. I mean, it was a hard-hitting start to fight off with when the blood thing came off, because Balor ended up diving within the first 5 minutes on Joe. Unreal start to the match. Joe in shock when Balor kicks out of the muscle buster towards the end. Like, what the fuck is going on here? Because he thought he had it beat, and then he had that look on his face like he saw a ghost. And then Balor looks to hit him with the finishing move, which was Bloody Sunday, I believe. I believe that's the move that was called. Bloody Sunday move. Looks to finish him off with it, and then Joe counters into a sleeper, and then Balor counters the sleeper and rolls back while Joe still got him in the sleeper and gets the victory. A la Bret Hart, Rowdy Piper at WrestleMania 8. It was exactly the same ending as the WrestleMania 8 match for the Intercontinental Championship. And I believe they did it as well with Austin and Bret Hart at Survivor Series in 96 in their very first match they had as well, which led into the series they had and the feud they had as well. So, a la WrestleMania 8, a la Survivor Series 96, exactly the same finish here at NXT, and Balor walks out NXT champion. Overall, 5 stars all around. Thoroughly enjoyed NXT TakeOver Dallas. Great way to start the WrestleMania weekend. Hopefully, WrestleMania can have some power or some levelness on that. I will be live streaming through that. As you're seeing right now, this is what you're going to see Sunday night when I watch WrestleMania as well. I'll have the chat up on YouTube and everything, and hopefully, I'll have WWE Network here right in front of you. I'll be watching it through this way and checking through the chat that way. This is exactly the setup you're going to see, guys, on WrestleMania night as well. Hopefully, WrestleMania can I don't know if it'll beat it, but hopefully it can be on some level of par and some levelness of what what will go on at the end of the day. Hopefully, I use that term very loosely though, but we'll have to wait and see what happens. And I'm very much looking forward to it at the end of the day. And I can't wait to see what happens at WrestleMania. I can't wait to see what happens. See if this live stream. I'm looking forward to the live stream. I've got to admit, guys, I am a little bit nervous about it, but I'll make sure it all goes well. And I just plan on sitting back and relaxing, enjoying WrestleMania. That's all I plan on doing. Will it beat NXT Takeover? I doubt it, but hopefully it can be on the same level as NXT Takeover Dallas. All in all, NXT Takeover Dallas was 5 stars all the way around. Loved it, start to finish. 10 out of 10 for me. Unbelievable. Apart from the referee bullshit. And like the crowd correctly says, and like it says in my title as well, next to the results, highlights results, this is the NXT Takeover Dallas 2016 full show review, highlights and results. And like it says there as well, that little hashtag, fuck PG. Get rid of it. Let's get back to proper wrestling and have 2 gladiators compete. Let's bring back professional wrestling in WWE. Hopefully it will all change after WrestleMania. Until then, guys, my name is Anthony Walker. You have been absolutely awesome. Don't forget my live stream tomorrow as well. Live stream WrestleMania, plus new episode of the podcast coming this Monday. And until then, guys, love yous all, and I'll see you next time. Peace out.